Hi, Kevin from the Ornis website, and we've got Classroom Classics 3 for you here again this week. And we're going to cover some moves. We're moving right along in the set here. We're going to cover some moves. We're going to talk about some details in the Fair Ladies and how to do the long turnaround from between the first and second and between the third and fourth corners. And then also we're going to talk about snakes and getting the feet kind of in the right position when you're doing the snake. So we're up to the first snake in the set. And I know some of you guys, when you get done with the videos, you just want to run off and practice, but hang on for a little bit. We got a couple things to talk about at the end of the video. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Alright, we're up to Fair Ladies in the set. So we've done the partitions, and following partitions, we go into the Fair Ladies. So we do the left grassbird's tail, whip to one side, and then we go into Fair Ladies. So it's also known, well, the official name is Fair Lady Works Shuttles. So left, right. Also, it's called four corners because you're going to the four corners of the room, pushing out towards the four corners. But we'll just use the term Fair Ladies for now. So it starts and ends, like it starts with a whip to one side, and then when you go through the four corners, then once again, just like partitions, you go into left grassbird's tail, and whip to one side at the end of it. So we're going to work on it. It's very simple. So if you can keep in mind left, right, and that explains which arm goes on top first when you cross. It explains which corner you're going to, and it explains which arm goes up when you push out. So left, right, and you'll see what we mean here. From the whip to one side, and of course I'm in a small studio space, so we're going to try and keep it within the parameters, and Shelly will let me know. So from the whip, the first one, the left hand comes around on the outside, you pivot on the left heel 90 degrees, then you pivot on the right toe, turn that foot right around, and stand up facing 180 degrees behind you. You'll step to the left corner, and then you toe you forward, and the left hand goes up, and the right hand goes straight out. From there, you drop the hands, pivot, on the heel, the left heel again, cross with the right on the outside. You put your left toe back for balance. Again, I'm going to go off the screen here. Right, Shelly just telling me the right toe back for balance. And I'm going to try, I'm just going to shift. So when you put your right toe back for balance, it's in the direction that you're going to be stepping. And then you continue to pivot on your left heel. Then you're going to sit down, so notice I'm facing in this direction. I'm going to step out to the corner with the right, and then the right arm goes up and the left pushes straight out. Then you stand up and cross, left on the outside. I'm going to step to the left corner. The left hand goes up and the right hand goes straight out. And then you do another long pivot. So drop the hands, pivot on the left heel. Stand up and cross with the right on the outside, right toe back for balance, right toe. Continue to pivot on the heel, and then step to the right corner, and then toe you forward, and the right hand goes up. Then you stand up and hold the ball, big angle, you get into left grassbird's tail, and then on you go into grassbird's tail. So it's a little confined space here to do that properly. Excuse me. And you can see that I'm not stretching out a whole bunch. This is a normal toyu, so if you can, you want to be able to stretch out fully. So let this arm push up in line with the body. So you don't want it out here, you don't want it back here, and you don't want it up against your head in the fainting move. Okay, it's expressing out in the line of the body, and the other hand is pushing straight out. And that's the same on all four corners. Now when you turn, when you do those pivots, so right from the first one, and especially on the long ones, like we're talking about in the Facebook, is you want to turn the body. Now quite often people will shift, and I'll show you facing this way. Quite often people will shift their weight over this way, flip the foot, shift their weight back this way, flip the foot, and then spin up onto it. Well, that's really hard on your balance. You're sort of waving back and forth. So if you can, you want to work, and keep in mind your foundation exercises. So this foundation exercise, turning the body and bringing the arms with it. So when you turn, the arms come together, and notice it's my body that's turning, and I pivot as I turn. And I keep my body turning as I pivot here, and then my body just turns and stands up. So it's very simple. Keep it fairly central. Don't rock back and forth. If you've got really sticky floor or it's very hard to pivot, sometimes you have to take a little bit of weight off it. So even still, you want to connect the turn of the body with the pivots. So you just one continuous turn, and you sit down, step, and turn and push out. The long pivots around, so from the first one to the left corner, same thing. So from Fair Lady's left, drop the hands, and so the body's turning, and I'm pivoting, toe, and I continue to turn and pivot. Then I sit down, step, and then I toe you forward. But get the idea of doing this turn. So you turn, and as you turn, the foot pivots. Don't turn and then flip the foot, or try and flip the foot and then turn. It all goes together. It's one connection right from that floor. It's expressing from the leg and turning through the body. So you want to play around with that. Obviously check out the set reminder, some of the other Classroom Classic series. There's other different details in there that you can refer back to, and get some different takes on this move. This is one that lots of people have a little bit of difficulty with, so take lots and lots of practice. And the Advent Challenge is a good way to practice your individual moves, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. So let's go into the next move. So after Fair Ladies, so you've done partitions, then left grasp tail, whip to one side. Fair Ladies, the four corners, and then left grasp tail, whip to one side. And then you go into the second set of wave hands. So that's done 7 times, and then you come out of wave hands into a whip to one side, and then you go into the first snake creeps low. So the snake creeps low is done twice in the set. So the first one comes up, you go into the snake and you come up into golden cock stands on left leg, step back, and golden cock stands on right leg. So we're going to go over those moves here. But something I like to do prior to this move in the set, so usually about partitions, when we're working on partitions, I also introduce the snake exercises. So if you haven't seen those, do we have those on video? We haven't got those on video, so we're going to work on that. We'll do it, but I'll give you just a quick tutorial on the snake exercises to prepare you for the snake creeps low. So you remember the danyus? So you're sitting down and standing up. Okay, snakes are wider, and if you incorporate this exercise, so the arm stretching exercise, arm extensions, so what you're going to do is you're going to turn the palms out, and you're going to sit down on one side and stretch out the other leg. Sit down as low as you can comfortably, and push up, cross, and then you turn the palms out, sit down on the other side and stretch out the other leg. So this is just working on stretching the muscles and tendons and stuff in the pelvic area, the lower spine. And then you just repeat as necessary. Now, a couple of things is you want to make sure when you sit down that you're sitting back in the hips. So when you sit back, it's the hips sit back, so the hips are going back, and then you let the knee go so that you can sit down into the foot. And then you push up. So you sit down, you let your body angle a little bit as you sit, and come up. So it's very simple. And you want to turn slightly towards the center. So you don't want to turn to the outside. And we're making this a long video, but we got a lot of stuff to cover on this one. So when you sit down, I've got a funky floor to play with here, so bear with me. When you sit down, there's a tendency for people to lean over this way and think that they're sitting on this side. But you want to sit into both hips. So you want to sit into the stretching leg as well. And that's a little more difficult, but it really helps to stretch the lower spine. So if you've got back injuries or tight back or whatever, this really helps to stretch out in the lower part of the spine. So as best you can, and if you do it supported, so if you're holding on to something, that really helps because it keeps your body focused in the middle as opposed to leaning out to one side or the other. So you want to keep the body balanced, focused on the center, and sitting down. Coming up, sitting down. Okay, and if you're really flexible, sit right to the floor, great. If not, as low as you can, but make sure that you're keeping the leg stretched out. And don't let the knee buckle down like this. Try and keep this leg bone rotated up so that the knee is in an upper position. So that this way puts a lot of strain. When you sit down, if the knee's going this way, you're straining the inside of the knee. So keep the leg bone, keep both of them turned up so that it's open. Okay? So this floor is quite slippery that I'm on right now. So if you try and do it on a carpet or something like that, it makes it easy. Do it supported. That really helps for you to get the balance. And if you don't have enough leg strength to push yourself up with one leg, supported is the best way to do it. Okay, so snake creeps low in the set. Goes from whip to one side and then comes up into golden cock stands on left leg. So you start off by standing up a little bit, opening the back foot out to 90 degrees. Open up the right or the left heel. Give yourself a little bit of room, and then you sit down. Pivot the foot out, turn the body to the left side, and then stand up, lifting the right knee and the right hand. Left hand is pressing down. Then you step back, lift the left hand and the left knee and the right hand pressing down, and then you'll just open the arms, step back, and go into repulse monkey right. So just like before, just like early on in the set. Getting your balance in that move, coming out of it, is a little tricky. You want to make sure that you get the angles as best you can. So that when you sit down, I'm just going to move over this way a little bit. When you sit down, your body is angled to the right. When you come forward, your body angles to the left, and then you push up and lift the knee. And then step back and lift the other knee. And into repulse monkey. Getting the body to turn will help you come through so that rotation lines up with the 45 degrees so that you can come through with the leg. Make sure that back hand, when you sit down, that back hand comes forward. So don't leave it sort of hanging out behind you there. When you sit down, the arms are open, the hand comes to the front, so it helps your body turn and come through. Okay? Now the feet placement, don't get your feet too far apart. If you can, just sort of keep them just with the pivots. If you got good flexibility, that's great. What happens, and when I was taught, it was crazy. People wanted to spread their feet out, so they'd open this foot out, and then they sort of walk this foot out to get really low, but then you can't get into this foot very easily. So too much space. So if you can, try and keep it within the parameters of pivot, pivot, and sit down. And then pivot, and now my foot's under me, so it's much easier to stand up into that foot. And Shelly's giving me the face that I got really close to the edge of the screen here, so. So play around with that. For sure, do the snake exercises to help warm up for the move, and do the snake exercises regularly. Mr. Moy said that snake exercises are the best exercise to teach seniors because it really helps to build strength and flexibility in the legs and in the hip and lower back area. So it helps prevent falls, and if you do fall, there's more give, so there's less chance of breaking something. So seniors, do lots of snakes. We've got a beginner in this class, and we introduced the snakes, and a couple days later, in the next class, she says, yeah, I've been doing 10 on each side. And I think, this is great, and she's a senior, and it's really helping her. It's really helping her to get her balance a little bit better and stuff, so it's great. So if you can do 10 on each side every day, by all means, go for it. Okay, so now we've got a couple of things we want to talk about, and by all means, if you've got any questions about any of this, just send us an email, and we'll help you out as best we can. We've got the Advent Challenge going on our Facebook, so if you're not on Facebook, hook up with our Facebook thing, you'll get the Advent Challenge. So every day we're doing a random picked move, and so we're on day 9. So today this move has to be done 9 times. Tomorrow it'll be the 10th day, so the move that gets picked is done 10 times, and on up until the 24th. So it's a lot of fun, and it's really starting to, first few moves, oh yeah, once, okay, yeah, good. But now we got to do it 10 times. So it's really great. I think partitions, left and right, was on the 6th day, so we had to do 6 partitions, left and right, so that was 12 partitions. So it's getting kind of fun, so jump on there and check it out. And that brings me to another thing that's come up. Is I was having an email chat with somebody, and I asked them if they had subscribed to our channel, and they said, well, no, they haven't subscribed because they thought there might be a fee for it or something, and they didn't want to spend any money. And quite honestly, to subscribe to our YouTube videos and stuff, to our channel, doesn't cost you a penny. We don't charge anything for it. YouTube, all you need to do is set up a YouTube account, have a Google email or something to do that, no charge, and then you can get all our videos, and you can subscribe to whatever video channel or video subscription things you like. So there's lots of stuff on YouTube, so you can subscribe, you have them ready. You don't have to go searching for them every time you want to go and watch the videos. So it's really a simple way to sort of keep on top and have them sort of at your fingertips, and you'll just get every video that we put out just come straight to you. So really simple, no cost to it, so don't worry about that. And your classmates or friends or whatever, let them know there's no charge or anything, so that they can just subscribe and get our videos. One thing I wanted to say about the Advent Challenge, which has come up, is when you're taking a particular move out of the set, sometimes it can be a little disorienting, but it's really great to work on an individual move like that, especially repetitive. So it really sort of helps you build a better understanding of that move in itself. So it's good to play around with that. So check it out and have fun with it. So this has been a long video. So as always, check out our website, like us on Facebook, get on Facebook so you can get our Advent Challenge, and subscribe to our channel. It's no charge. So take care, we'll see you again. Oh yes, and I'm going to go get a haircut now because it's really driving Shelley nuts. So I think this one here, I think I'll get this one cut. See ya, bye.